8:32 right now. The crackdown on illegal smoke shops continues across the city. Operation Padlock has shut down more than 75 illegal stores, and more than 1 dozen of them are on Staten Island.
Plus, Mayor Eric Adams getting pushback on his City of Yes proposal to rezone residential areas for more housing and development. Joining us this morning to discuss these issues and more is Staten Island Borough President Vito Vasella. So great to have you here once again, Borough President. Good to see you outdoors enjoying the weather.
Yes, sunny in Staten Island. That's the weather report. So
Thank you. We'll tell our meteorologist. Let's get an update right now. We showed this video earlier of this MAGA bus accident on Highland Boulevard. The images were just incredible to see what happened to that bus. So what do you know about that? What caused that crash? Any update for here?
Yeah, it was a pretty nasty situation, and I know that intersection very well. The only thing I know is what I've heard and what I've read, and that is the folks seem okay. You know, they have dedicated their life to living in that RV and supporting the President Trump in many different ways. I don't know what's going to happen, whether they're going to can repair or get a new one. But the bottom line is, my understanding is both the man and the woman who were in the, as well as a cat. There's a cat in there. Seemed to be okay. Yeah.
All right, well, glad to hear that they're okay. Well, Staten Island, though, it's a Republican stronghold in New York City. What's been the reaction to the Trump verdict there, and are you bracing for any protests when he's sentenced next month?
I'm pretty reluctant to sort of categorize what everybody thinks, but I think the reactions have been mixed. But I also believe that among the most important things that is resulted from this ruling, from this decision, from this verdict, is a lot of people feel that things have crossed the Rubicon, and that they've been watching from afar. Obviously, they're not in the jury. They've seen a situation over the last 8 years where somebody in President Trump has been vilified, and a lot of things have been made up, like the Russian collusion hoax. And in this case, they saw a situation with both the Justice Department and the FEC reviewed the facts and declined to pursue it. And in New York County, you had a situation where a misdemeanor where the statute of limitations expired was basically like a Rube Goldberg felony. And I think a lot of people are saying, have we crossed the line whereby if you can go after the President of the United States or a former president, they can go after anybody? And I think that's the deepest cut.
But wouldn't it be that nobody's above the law?
I do believe that nobody's above the law, but I think again, going back to when the Justice Department reviews this, when the FEC reviews it and declines, and when you have a misdemeanor where the statute of limitations expires, and then you create it or make it into a convoluted felony, I think most people of common sense would say, what happened there? And are we politicizing this process just a few months before a major presidential election where you're taking out indirectly or directly one of the lead candidates in the primary? I think anybody with the conscience should step back and say, are we going too far here? So that's what I say. You asked me what the takeaway is. That's what I've been hearing for the last few days.
All right, let's talk about another big story that New Yorkers care about, and that's Operation Padlock, right? And its impact that it's had really on Staten Island. These illegal smoke shops, right? People are saying it's taken over their neighborhood. What's being done to make sure that they are closed, and then they are closed for good, especially on Staten Island?
No, I'm so glad you asked. You know, our job here is to enhance and improve the quality of life for the people of Staten Island. That's that's our marching orders. We try to do it: better schools, better parks, better ways to get to and from work, etc. And one of the things that popped up a few years ago were these illegal smoke shops. And about a year and a half ago, we started, as I see the Sheriff Miranda, try to figure out a way to shut some of these things down. They were clearly in violation of every regulation and law, and they were doing it like in your face. And we tried, it was back in September of 2023, to shut some of them down, but it was like whack-a-mole. They'd be open 24 hours later. Fortunately, the state law was closed. We met with the city a few months ago to indicate that this was a problem. We needed more enforcement. We needed more teeth. So in the last few weeks, almost 20 smoke shops have been padlocked because We now have empowered NYPD. We have increased fines and violations, and we've basically put in the teeth back in the law to say you can't do this anymore. If you want to do it right, do it the right. If you want to do it the right way. And fortunately, we're making progress after a few years on the sidelines. And I think it's good for the people of Staten Island, and frankly, it's good for the people of New York City.
Yeah, good to see that it's working. Well, I can't believe that we're saying that we're 27 days away from congestion pricing to take effect.
Yeah.
Another lawsuit's been filed, this time by the Truckers Association of New York, but it doesn't seem that these lawsuits are really doing anything to stop it. So what are your thoughts right now?
As for those who might not know, we actually sued with the UFT and a number of other elected officials and groups a number of months ago to stop congestion pricing. We think it's bad policy, but it's especially bad for the people of Staten Island. The MTA's own study reveals that traffic will increase, air pollution will get worse, and we'll have to pay a third toll just to get to work. We don't have a subway system on Staten Island. You know, if you're coming from north of the city, you could take Metro North. If you're coming from east, you could take Long Island Railroad. We all know that there's a very sophisticated subway system in the city. Even coming from Jersey, you could take a train. We don't have those options on Staten Island, which is why we sued. We were in court a couple of weeks ago, mostly what they call a motion practice. We're holding out. You know, we're doing the best we can. We're fighting the good fight. I don't know what the end result will be, but if it is implemented, it will be bad for the people of Staten Island. We had an obligation to stand up and be their voice and to fight it, and that's what we're doing. And I don't know what the end result will be, but the clock is ticking.
It doesn't sound like the lawsuits are slowing them down in terms of moving forward. We see all those mechanisms up and ready to go from 27 days from now. So we'll see what happens. Borough President, always good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much. Have a great day and a great week, everybody.
You too.
You too.
Appreciate it.